We are back, and I am so happy to see you. This is the time of year when many of us start to think about cleaning up our properties or making some changes, maybe some improvements. Luckily, we have Justin Robinson from JRC Landscaping and Property Maintenance in the studio. We're going to talk about how his company can help. Hi, Justin. It's nice to see you. It's nice to have you in here. So we were talking off camera. You have had this company since 2013.
Yeah, started in 2013.
So it's been quite a while.
It's been a while, yep. I've been doing it since 2003, so I have lots of experience. Started my own company in 2013 for the right reasons. We service the Durham Region and the surrounding areas with landscaping, hardscaping, and a multitude of commercial services.
Okay.
So that includes your property maintenance and snow removal commercially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would go into landscaping then?
So you got your softscaping and hardscaping.
Okay.
Softscaping is your sods, your plants, your gardens and stuff like that, your soils. Hardscaping is your interlock walkways, your driveways, your retaining walls, armor stone, things like that.
Okay, and if anybody has ever put one of these in before, they need to be done correctly.
Yeah, if you don't put them in correctly, they'll structurally fail. Whatever you're trying to do will not look good in the end. You spent your money on nothing, and you'll have to get it redone. So it's important to find the right landscape company to install this stuff for you, and trusted company, reliable.
Absolutely, because all these things that we're talking about are an investment, right? You know, your interlocking brick, an investment. Your plants, your shrubs, your perennials, whatever it is, they are an investment. It's not you're going to flip it again next year. It should be there for quite a while.
Yeah, when we build something, we like to see it last. So what we do is we'll go by the next year. We do what we call drive-bys. And I'll pop out and I'll look at the property, and I'll take a video of it and show everybody how it's staying the same, how it looks great, how it hasn't moved. And that's the JRC quality that we install with, and we like to see everywhere. The product is great, so installing the product isn't the problem. It's the way you install it, and it should be done right. And when it's done right, it lasts.
Yeah, 100%. And you don't want to have to fix it. You don't want to have to fix it two years later.
When homeowners trust us with their money, we put it to good use, and they're getting a good investment. A lot of times they're getting way more ROI on their property, especially residentially. Commercially, it keeps the property looking clean, keeps the customers rolling in. And residentially, yeah, a lot of times they do the work, they get a much bigger bang when they sell their house, or they're just happier when they live in it and stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's nothing better than the feeling of walking out and seeing landscaping that you love.
Perfect, yeah.
Right?
It's expanding their square footage of their home. And a lot of people can't afford to have a cottage or go north, so they do that in their backyards. And that's the new trend nowadays with backyards, turning it into your backyard oasis.
Yeah, so what have you seen? So we're talking of trends. What are people having done?
So a lot of gas barbecues.
Yeah.
A lot of stay-at-home situations in the backyard where you can entertain. So permanent seating, gas barbecues, fireplaces. A lot of pools are going in, getting a lot of interlock around the pools. Things like that are going in so people can stay home and enjoy their time.
Yeah, so when we're talking about property maintenance, what does that entail?
So property maintenance, commercially, we take on commercial clients. Like there's a client we have for 10 years going strong now, one of our favorites in Ajax. It's a Taco Bell. And we maintain the property, the cleanliness of it, the shrubs, the gardens, the mowing of the lawn, and then come fall, we do the fall cleanup, and in the wintertime, we take care of the snow plowing and the ice management.
Oh, okay. Now, what about for summer then? It's springtime, everybody's looking at their backyards. It's warm enough now that, you know, people are thinking, okay, now it's time to clean out the garden. What would we do for that? Maybe a residential property?
So for residential property, we would start with the spring cleanup, clean up everything around the house, the debris, make sure you have proper drainage around the house. That's very important. If you don't have proper drainage, you're going to get some more damage down the foundation. So we start with that, then we work to the gardens, clean those out, get those topped up, and then anything else that needs to be done. We recommend property maintenance of lawn cutting weekly or bi-weekly. And then anything else, if you got cracked walkways or steps that need to be repaired, any failing structures like retaining walls, we address those and recommend those to be fixed in the right way.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what about equipment then? Because I imagine this kind of business, your business, would require a lot of equipment.
It's a lot of hard work and labor,
yes.
But there are machines we use. So for residential, we have a lot of specialized smaller machines, mini excavators and mini loaders. And then when we get onto the bigger jobs, you have bigger ditch witches, street loaders, and excavators as well. So for residential, you got to have the right equipment to do the job properly.
Right.
And that's a lot of the problem too when things get done incorrectly. The company didn't have the right tools or the process. So having the right tools and the right workers who know what they're doing is all in the game.
Do you remember, do you recall, is there one that stands out to you, one project that you did that you were like?
So we did a project at Coxwell and Danforth, and it was a new build home, and it was just a beautiful home with a pile of dirt in the front and the back. So the homeowner brought us in, and we were able to give them every aspect of landscaping, including a fence, a rooftop garden, which is unusual, but that's a new trend nowadays.
Really?
Natural stone steps, a nice interlocking patio, and new space for the kids out in the backyard. So there's a lot to go into that project, and that really stood out for us, especially the rooftop garden.
Yes.
A lot of condominiums and places like that are getting these rooftop gardens. They're great for the ecosystem, they're great for vegetation, they're great for drainage. They produce a lot more oxygen, so it's really good.
Yeah. And you know, I can tell by the way that you're speaking about the rooftop garden, it must be nice to have a project that's a little bit unusual, that maybe you don't do all the time, that you're like, this one's really cool.
It's cool, and it's always a learning process. Things are changing so much in our industry, especially with the technology and new innovative ways of installing stuff. So rooftop gardens are somewhat new for a lot of us.
Yeah.
But it's a great new trend, and there's lots of technology in what we do. And if you do it right, everything should last, and it's a great business to be in. It's fun.
It is for sure, and I mean, really at the heart of it, it's making people's lives better.
Yeah,
right?
Servicing the Durham region, we love doing that. We drive around all the time and we see our projects from 10 years ago to 5 years ago, and it takes a lot of pride seeing your project last.
Yeah.
And the homeowner happy about it still. So we service a lot of seniors in Durham region, which it's hard for them to find workers. Sometimes jobs are too small, sometimes they can't afford it. We tend to come in and help out a lot. We're large in the community with that. We're large in the community with sports.
Yes, that's right, your sports sponsorships.
Yeah, we sponsor a few baseball teams, the boys Tusks, the Lady Bees, and we're big corporate sponsors for the Oshawa Generals. We're proud of that one.
Wow, you know what? I've got to wrap you up right now. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we are going to go for another break, but we'll be back with more great conversation. I'll see you on the other side.